This was textbook. When we show up, we're focusing on time, talk, and tactics, and the priorities of life and any tactical planning, and I'm sure you guys will leave here, and I encourage you to do that. You'll go contact some tactical expert and present all this, and I think you should do that. Because what you're going to find out in the priorities of life, when we show up, the first thing we have to acquire are their hostages. If there are hostages, that changes our response drastically, and we may have had to go in with the team and risk the life of officers. But by the grace of God, that young boy was able to get out, so we were able to check off there are no hostages. The next thing is we have to look at innocence, anybody running in the street. And when he cranked the round off, upon our arrival out of the garage, there were actually citizens in the street, and we were still trying to gain control of the scene. So once we did that, we checked off there are no innocents. The next is going to be the officers. And at this point in time, if there are no innocents in immediate danger or officers, there are no need to continue to, or a necessity to put our officers in danger. So you draw the line right there. And at that line, anything below that is now the suspect, and then it becomes evidence, and property is last on the list of priority of life. That doesn't mean we diminish the need to protect the property, but the property is not our primary concern. It is a concern, but it's at the bottom of the list, and we're trying to regain control of that property. Let's be clear, at this point in time, he had control of that property, none of us. I had control of the scene. My goal was to get control of him so I could regain control of that property. It's like a chess match that we won because we were patient, and I was able to do everything A to Z. To answer your question, yes, this was textbook. It's basically time. So we had time on our side. Then it's talk, it's more talking, it's more negotiation, more attempts. Introduce chemical agents that would make one want to not be in the room and come out. If we dropped just even an eighth of what we put in that house in this room, I guarantee you all of us would run out of this room. He was very resilient. I believe that in part because of the amount of drugs he had on him when we found him. He had over 322 grams of methamphetamine on his person. With that, we also found that in the bedroom he was in, which believes us to have the clue and the evidence that he was using the entire time he was in there, because he was up and down. And if you know anything about methamphetamine, it can make somebody go for a very long time and not think as clearly as they should and be very committed in what they're wanting to do, and that was not to come out.